everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel, and today I am playing the demo for a game that just released its demo the other day, and it's called the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. This is coming from the same game dev who did A Date with Death, which I also checked out on my channel a while ago, and honestly, it was really fun, so I have been very excited to check out this game. Basically, from what I understand, is that our character gets a letter from our relative, our aunt, saying that she has to go away for a bit and she would like us to take over her antique shop in the meantime, slash indefinitely. And we are tired of the big city, and we obviously go, and we're going to do our best to manage the antique shop while our aunt is away, and also meet the lovely people of Willowmist and, learn more about life, as one does when they move from the big city to a small town. So I'm very excited. I've also seen lots of art and updates and progress updates rather about this game, and I'm very excited. So let's just get into it. I am so curious. I don't even know how long the demo is, but let's just check it out. Okay. Oh, train. Oh, there's a cat up here. I didn't even notice. Okay, so we're going. It's so pretty. I like the art. The flowers. Oh. Cozy normal do not feature game overs for being unable to pay your bills, but hard mode does. I'm scared. Well, let's just do hard mode. And if I really need to, I'll go back.
To my dearest Sprout. Sprout hardly seems like a fitting nickname anymore, does it? By now you must be towering over your mother. She always was a short little thing. Don't tell her I called her that, okay? I fear it would make our relationship even worse than it is now, if that's even possible. I digress. My dearest Sprout, it has been far too long since I last saw you. Still, I picture in my mind a toddler with a mess of orange hair, who insisted on wearing their rain boots on the sunniest of days.
I'm also, for some reason, doing something a bit more not American. Okay, whatever. I was trying to just do more older lady.
Who would remove their smock lest they get paint on it. Who would turn their nose up at chocolate but sneak carrots from the fridge when no one was looking. You have always had your way of doing things, my dear. That is precisely why I am entrusting you with my greatest treasure. My antique store.
Ooh.
Well, for the next 3 months anyhow.
Okay, it's 3 months. It's not indefinitely. That's good.
After a lifetime of living in the city, a bit of country air ought to do you well. Willowmist is special to me, and I think soon enough it will be special to you. It has its quirks, which I'm sure you'll realize quickly, but it has a way of growing on you. Or perhaps it's the other way around, like parasite or maybe a fungus. Either way, I suspect you'll fit in just fine. I'm only sorry I cannot be there to greet you. Responsibilities pull me away from Willowmist, but you don't have to worry about that. I'm sure you'll hear enough rumors about where I've gone to satisfy your curiosity. Trust me, whatever they say will be nowhere near as interesting as the truth.
Okay.
To find the store, take a left from the train station, then a right when you notice the breeze pick up. Then turn around and walk backwards for 7 steps. Close your eyes and turn around again. You'll find it soon enough.
I would have to take my butt back to the station and do this over again. So hopefully we get this right on the first try. Take a left, turn right when the breeze picks up, turn around, backwards, close your eyes, turn around, and there it is. Okay.
I have an employee there waiting for you. He's not the easiest to get along with, but I doubt anyone could resist your charm. You're much like your aunt in that respect. Take care of the store, Sprout. Take care of yourself. And for heaven's sake, don't try to sell the vase with the bird on it. It's cursed. With all my love and faith in you, Aunt Sylvie. P.S. If you find Florian napping on the job, make sure to tuck him in. He doesn't get enough sleep, that boy.
Okay. That was our letter from Aunt Sylvie. So it's only 3 months, and today is day one. It's Monday. Level 1 cleanliness. Total $50. Okay, I got $50. You felt a buzz from your pocket, the familiar sensation of a worried mother. The train continued shuddering along on its track in an almost comfortable way.
Darling, won't you reconsider? It's such a big move. You've always lived nearby. You don't know anyone, so if anything goes wrong, why not stay home?
I mean, I guess, okay, because Aunt Sylvie mentioned that with her sister, aka our mom, they're not super close, or something has happened where they're not super close, and so of course there would be lots of questions, and obviously we don't really know much about mom except based on this conversation, a bit more protective, and also considering our character has never been away, like too distant away, physically distant from family. So we'll see. What else happens? I'm already nearly there, Mom. All right, I'll make the train turn around. I mean, I feel like I still have to go. I can't reconsider. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm already nearly there, Mom. Considering I'm on a train in the middle of nowhere, it might be a little late, Mom. As much as I'd love to get on the return train back, I really wouldn't. It took 4 hours to get here. That's a long time.
I don't understand why you left so suddenly. Sad face.
Aunt Sylvie needs someone to watch the shop. You know that.
I'm sure she has friends there.
She also has family, winky face.
Won't you reconsider? Sorry, Mom. I love you, but I'm looking forward to a few months away from home. New air, new people, fresh air, and a real job. You've never even worked at a store before, let alone ran one.
And I picked hard mode, yay.
Aunt Sylvie says someone will be there to help out. It's an antique store in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. I don't think it will be particularly busy. I swear, you got your stubborn streak straight from my sister.
I mean, Mom, aren't you also stubborn? Also, given you're trying to make us reconsider moving, or helping out our aunt. It's not just her.
Okay, baby. Just stay safe, okay? Don't walk about alone at night. Make sure to lock the doors and call me if anything happens.
Yes, of course. Sometimes you just gotta say yes and skedaddle so they don't worry anymore.
I will, Mom. Everything will be fine, smiley face. Train's about to pull up. I'll text you later.
Smiley face again.
Okay, I love you. Love ya.
Okay, well, we've gone through the train journey. This is the opening. I saw this in the trailer. Two and a half studios. Here we are on the train. We're cute. We're going on our merry way. I will say that it is interesting because I had assumed in my mind, from what I read, that we had lived in the city on our own. I'm assuming this is Florian. Also, that person on screen before. But I was gonna say that we had lived, we were working in the city and we decided we were tired or whatever, but I guess it also makes sense that maybe we're young enough that we would still be at home, maybe not like in the middle of a job search, or maybe, you know, taking a break, etc., etc. Or maybe it's like summer break of sorts, and our aunt has timed this perfectly, and we can help her out. I'd assumed like we were working already, and then we got this, and we applied for like a little hiatus. Ooh, okay, sorry, I was talking through the song. Given, ooh, Marigold. My first name is gonna be Blue. Blue Mary. I can change. I can. Well, I think I can't change the last name, but I'll just. And those great work for me. Type 1, type 2. Oh, we're cute. I like the shirt. This is cute too. The outfit. We have. Okay, I guess we'll. All aboard. The different expressions. We were coming from Abinridge. Okay. Okay. The air was chilly as you stepped out of your train and onto the platform, if you could even call it that. It seemed more like a graveyard than any of the train platforms you'd ever frequented back in the city of Avon Ridge. Avondale? I forgot already. No matter the hour, they would be completely packed with people coming and going, rushing for reasons you could never quite understand. For reasons they may never understand either. This platform was completely empty. No one waited to get on, and you were the only person who got off. Were there other people on the train? I'm also curious, like how many people? I don't think it would be particularly busy unless you're going from city to city. Where chatter would usually greet you, all that you heard on this quiet platform in the middle of the countryside was the sound of the wind rustling the trees and the chirping of crickets hidden amongst the weeds. Chirp back. Chirp, chirp. With more effort than you'd be willing to admit to, you attempted to chirp back, but found that the sound was actually harder than you expected. I would just say chirp, chirp. More practice would be required. I'm sure we would get better at that. Gathering up your belongings, which you brought only a few of, you quickly found your aunt's letter once again. Okay, we gotta make a left. Left from the station, then right when the wind picks up. I'm not sure what the weather has to do with it. Well, it's supposed to be a pretty small town. I'm pretty sure I'll find it. Okay. Ooh. Look at all those fresh bounty. It's so cute. Wow. From the way your aunt had described the quaint countryside town of Willowmist, you had expected 2 shacks and a farm if you were lucky. Instead, upon taking a left when you exited the station, you found yourself in a town center that was significantly more vast than you first imagined. You smiled as you pulled your suitcase up a small flight of stairs, eyes searching around the beautiful facades and rural landscape. Music drifted out from somewhere unseen. It seemed almost like the sound of change, of newfound freedom. A few people passed you as you continued onwards, though for the most part you had the street to yourself. Even that was strangely foreign to you. Where you grew up, there were always people around, no matter the hour. You took a deep breath into your lungs. The air was cool and fresh. The scent of flowers drifted towards you as the wind picked up, changing course. Oh, we gotta make our right. So, right now. I assume so. You glanced to the right and found a street that ran away from the town center. What did she write? Turn around and walk backwards for 7 steps. Then close my eyes and turn around again. She could have just sent me the address. With a half chuckle, half sigh, you turned around and began walking backwards, hoping you wouldn't crash into anyone, though the chances of that seemed slim at that time of night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly, you closed your eyes, removing sight from the equation, then spun back around and opened them back up. And sitting before you was a quaint little store with a green paneling and a sloped roof, and a metal sign hanging above the door. It read,
The Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. There you are. I've been looking for you. You're even prettier than my aunt said. You reached down and searched under the doormat and quickly found the key that your aunt left for you. Its brass surface was marked with blemishes that all seemed to say how well loved this building was. The key turned in the lock soundlessly as you pushed the door open. Okay, we're entering. We found it. Oh, it's cute. I kind of like that we get the dialogue on the top. Or like on the side here. Tables upon tables of antiques and knickknacks greeted you. A dozen different lampshades and chandeliers hung from the ceiling, lighting up the space. Wow. She sure has put together an interesting collection. Is collection the right word? It looks a bit too chaotic for that. Potted plants dotted the room, bringing a bit of life to the otherwise still space. Carefully, you put your luggage to the side, cautious of knocking over anything and causing what would be the worst game of dominoes ever. And then you walked through the aisles, if they could be called that even, and inspected the store. You never visited Willowmist before, nor seen any photos of it, yet somehow you felt a strange sense of familiarity. It made you feel at ease, despite being far away from your home for the first time in your life. You dropped everything to come here. You quit your casual job. They were hardly giving you hours anyway. Only a week ago. Okay, so we had our casual job, which makes sense. You didn't renew your lease. Fortunately, the timing worked out well, since it was coming to an end regardless. Friends back home only found out about your temporary move a few days before your train left. Honestly, though, you weren't that close to anyone. It always felt like the friends you kept around you had other friends they would have preferred spending time with. That seemed to happen as you got older, the natural drifting apart of people who you once clung to like your life depended on it. I mean, that happens. You needed a change. So here you were in the middle of the countryside town of Willowmist, surrounded by rolling hills and mountain ranges like you'd never seen before. I'm assuming this is Florian, that our aunt told us about. Also, I'm only laughing because I will say that when I did see like advertisements or people talking about this, people were talking about Florian, and I was like, wow, Florian, great. But I know there are other characters, so I'm not going to get too excited. But why would you also be here at night? Maybe this is your work schedule. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry for the way I need to pick a voice and may not stick with it or not. We're just going to do a deeper pitch, whatever. Jesus Christ. Whatever the man was carrying in a box a moment ago was now sprawled out over the floor, dropped in surprise. With mouth agape, he stared at you, still grasping for words. I'm assuming Aunt Sylvie told you that we would be coming? Maybe not when exactly, but you should be aware of the fact that Aunt Sylvie is not here. Oh, look at, I like the little apron. It has a little flower right here. It's cute. And I like our little like chain right here. This little butterfly X. They kind of look like butterflies to me. They kind of look like little X's though. Listen, if you wanted to rob the store, you could have done it before I got here. Common courtesy and all that. If I was going to rob a store, it wouldn't be this dump. He looks so annoyed. Hey, my aunt probably put a lot of work into this dump. Oh, I like the lighting in the back here. Wait, forget about that. Why would I be the one robbing the store? I was here first. If anyone was going to be robbing it, it'd be you. Oh, you're fighting. I didn't see you when I came in. I was in the storeroom. Can you prove it? Why would I be the one to prove it? You're the one who just waltzed in here. The man sighed, the most tired, exasperated sigh you'd ever heard. I think you need to get some sleep, buddy. And the eye bags under his eyes seemed to give away who he was, based on what our aunt had told us. All right, all right. You're Florian, aren't you? Unfortunately. And you must be Blue. The last time I checked, yeah? Why are you here so late? It was the only train coming into town today. Didn't my aunt tell you I was coming? The same way she tells me anything. Vaguely. I didn't even know what you looked like. You nearly gave me a heart attack.
I wonder if we look. I mean, I'm assuming since we're related, biologically related to our aunt, that we look somewhat similar. In some senses, I guess.
Then we're even.
God, you're exactly like your aunt.
Great.
Sad face.
I'll take that as a compliment.
You shouldn't. I think you get along with the boss. Otherwise, I don't know. You wouldn't be working here in the first place. What are you doing here so late, by the way?
Does my aunt really make you work this much overtime?
No. I was just neatening up before you arrived.
You just said you didn't know when I was getting here.
What can I say? I just have an amazing work ethic or something.
You're suspicious as all hell, but I respect it. Still, you should get some sleep. You look tired. Did she at least tell you about the living accommodations? Nope, she doesn't really give details, as I'm quickly becoming aware of.
No shit.
She really just left all this crap to me. I ought to quit. That teacher. But what would I do without you? We don't know each other, and we're not friends. You'd be fine. Then how about we be friends?
I'm good. You can sleep upstairs, but it's a mess. Sylvie isn't known for her neatness.
A mess is fine. I'm sure I'll fit right in.
Whatever. Get some sleep or don't. I'll be working for a bit longer.
Do you need some help?
From someone who looks like they don't know which side of a mop to hold? Nah.
It's a side with a sponge, right? I'm kidding. It's a joke. I know how to use a mop.
You've probably been traveling all day. Just sleep.
You almost sound like you care.
I don't. I guess Sylvie didn't tell you anything about actually running the store either.
Nope, she said, you teach me.
Like I'm some expert. I just wash the floors. Fine. I'll try to help tomorrow afternoon.
Not in the morning?
I don't do mornings. Okay, we'll file that away for later. We'll figure it out.
Gathering up your luggage, she stared up the staircase.
I don't need you to carry my bags.
Get some sleep soon, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, bye, Florian. Without another glance in your direction, Florian collected his dropped box, then went back into the storage room. One step at a time, you dragged your suitcase up the stairs and into your new home for the next 3 months.
This honestly sounds like a really fun adventure, I will say. Is it a little chaotic? Sure, but I think it's really fun.
Your aunt's upstairs apartment felt almost like a continuation of downstairs, like a quilt stitched together with mismatched memories. A half-read book with reading glasses resting atop the pages sat on the worn armchair right here. Tangled yarn as soft as clouds and as bright as spring blooms spilled from a basket. The table was set and waiting for you, expecting your company. It was almost like time was paused here, in a place where vintage clocks softly ticked in unison, mismatched mugs rested in cozy clusters, and the air smelled ever so faintly of lavender and old books. And that wasn't to mention the abundance of potted plants that filled the room. It was as if a forest has crept in and decided to stay. You place down your bags and grin like a child who had just found a new secret hiding spot. The weight of the world and all of your previous worries seemed to melt away, even just a bit. It was going to be a fun 3 months, you could already tell. Unpacking could wait for tomorrow. For now, you unzipped your suitcase and pulled out your pajamas, then changed and settled into bed. The sheets were crisp and white. The pillows fluffed, and the gentle atmosphere of Willowmist slowly began to help you drift off to sleep. As you laid there, surrounded by the scent of linen not your own, you swore for a moment you could feel someone watching you. Okay, keep that later too. I don't know what that is. But then you fell into a deep sleep, none the wiser. Okay, day 1 done. It is Tuesday morning. Okay, great. I like that. Ooh, this is a fun, cute little game. Okay. Let's see. Let's continue. Just because day 1 was just more getting there, and I see that our cleanliness bar is not full, so I guess we'll have to fix that. Where's the yarn? I want to see yarn that they mentioned earlier, but I guess not. But I like this room. I like the lighting. It's cute. When your eyes fluttered open the next morning, a small amount of panic settled in your stomach. This wasn't your apartment. Oh, our pajamas are cute too. Right, Willowmist, Aunt's place. Not back home anymore. Oh, that'll probably take a bit of getting used to. You looked out the window where you could see sunlight cascading in from between the outstretched arms of trees. It still looked to be early, which was good. You wanted a chance to look around the store before Florian got back. Maybe you'd even be able to impress him. That seemed like a big maybe. You weren't sure, but he seemed like the guy that was difficult to impress. Well, you did like a challenge. You quickly dressed, then raided the kitchen for breakfast, which you found half stocked with food. Your aunt left some fresh vegetables and fruits and a few microwavable meals. They'd have to do for now. You'd find the grocery store another day, hopefully. With a pear half eaten in your hands, you made your way back downstairs. Ooh, it's so pretty in this light, too. The store had a different vibe during the day. It seemed almost whimsical, like the collection of some peculiar witch who decided a hoard of lampshades was better than herbs. You once again walked between the tables, noting that despite the clutter, everything was dust-free. Florian wasn't lying about cleaning, at the very least. Ooh, another shot of the store behind the cashier. Ooh, this is so pretty. Walking up to the counter, you noticed a distinct lack of technology. There was no computer or electronic cash register there, only an old till that seemed to be an antique itself. All the accounts looked to be handwritten in a journal that sat upright in a book stand next to it. Either your aunt had a fantastic accountant or was committing tax fraud, or maybe both. Still, the lack of anything electronic didn't surprise you. Since you were a child, she always wrote you letters rather than email or text. She was a little old school, but that didn't bother you. If anything, receiving a handwritten letter was exciting to you. You didn't know anyone else growing up who got letters. Oh, I do love a good letter, though, and writing them. Except for people getting bills, but no one liked those letters. You understood that greatly now. Standing behind the counter and looking out towards the shop, you felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. This was your aunt's treasure, and she was leaving it to you. Well, for a few months, but that was beside the point. Alongside that sense of purpose was a small yet persistent reminder of just how insane this was. Dropping everything to move to a town you'd never even visited because of an aunt you hadn't seen since childhood. It was exciting. I'm going with that. It was the most exciting choice of your life. You needed something like this, a chance to get to know who you really were. It was a knock at the door that pulled you out of your introspection. A very neat, crisp knock, if a knock could be neat and crisp. You could see a tall shadow on the other side of the door, but no details apart from that. I mean, I don't think it's Florian. Florian? You opened the door wide, curiously peering at the stranger on the other side, who looked you up and down, looked at his watch, then shook his head and walked past you and into the store.
Oh, hello, tall stranger.
Well, I hope you're not about to tell me you're Florian. That will make last night very strange for me. Florian. No, I am not Mr. Westbrook. I apologize if that disappoints. The mystery man put down his briefcase on the counter, then began pulling out paperwork and pens from within it.
Are you our accountant? I don't know, or our lawyer? Our business partner? Your aunt did not mention any of these things.
Not sure I've ever met a man that's actually used a briefcase before. I kinda dig it. I suppose I'll just have to wonder endlessly who exactly you are then. I do appreciate a mystery as much as the next person, but. Right. It would be unlike Miss Marigold to leave you with any kind of instructions.
I like all her facial expressions. They're really funny.
He quickly pulled a business card out of his pocket. Emmett Finch, independent accountant at Finch Advisory.
Okay, you're self-employed. You have your own business, Mr. Accountant.
Oh, you know someone's important when their name is a part of the business. Maybe we ought to rebrand the store to the Blue Emporium.
Let's not do that.
Emmett, and you must be Blue. I'll admit, I have heard very little of you, so we're starting out on equal footing. In short, I am your aunt's financial partner, her accountant, and now, by extension, yours for the time being. We have a lot to discuss regarding accounts, cash flow, and taxes. Wow, such exciting topics for a Tuesday morning. He watched as he pushed up his glasses, then nodded. Any time is the perfect time to talk numbers. I appreciate working with someone like-minded in that regard.
Whatever. I think we were being sarcastic, but here we are.
What experience do you have running a business? I had a lemonade stand once. Oh, plenty. There was one summer where I had a lemonade stand outside my house, though I don't remember paying any taxes on that. Don't tell, all right?
Any actual experience? Like, with a proper business?
Yes.
No?
Understood. It seems my role will be a little more hands-on than in previous months. I will bill Miss Marigold for the extra time we need to get you up to speed.
That sounds expensive.
All the good things in life are. Quietly, you watch him shuffle through his paperwork before pulling out one specific sheet of paper. I'll be frank with you. Miss Marigold's accounts are dire. Despite my protest, she makes little effort to remedy that fact. Sometimes I wonder whether she truly desires to own a business or not.
I will also say, side note, that I'm glad we're meeting another character also, because I think this person was in the trailer. I'm assuming I saw this person in the trailer, and I was like, who are you? I'm really just excited to meet all the characters in the demo if we can.
Perhaps with you around, we'll see some change. Perhaps we won't. Time will tell. Wow, thanks for the overwhelming support. With you on my side, I know I'm going to knock it out of the park. I am supporting you. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here. I am not just in the habit of giving false promises.
Okay, good to know, Mr. Accountant.
At the very least, we will aim for Miss Marigold to not return to bankruptcy.
That's a good goal.
Sounds like a plan to me. I stopped by to have you sign a few forms, though only temporary. I like to keep my affairs in order. Sign here, please. One by one, you signed each and every form Emmett handed you, and boy, there were a lot of forms. Great. My hand's starting to ache. Stay strong, Blue. You can do this. I wonder what this guy's deal is, anyway. He must be a local, right? Maybe this would be a good chance to try and make a friend. While you're here, can I ask you a few questions? Be my guest. I have a little extra time before my next appointment.
I can't really assume that he's a local. I would think most likely, unless he's like from a town over and he just does business with everyone. But I do think if he's a bit more He would have to be at least in the town over. How long have you worked with my aunt? Let's go with 3 because I like questions like this.
Is there much fun to be had around town? Apart from doing taxes, that is.
Her face.
That depends on what you find fun. If you mean theme parks and musicals, then you're out of luck. If you enjoy hiking, dining, or live music, then there's plenty of that. I'm down to try new things. I wish you all the luck trying them on your own time.
I thought maybe if we asked that question, I didn't know if we were going to get multiple questions, but also sometimes people would then say, I'm not really from around here. I do think he's a local, but we'll see. How long have you worked with my aunt?
It's been... He digs through his briefcase, nodding as his eyes scan the various documents. A year now. Give or take a few weeks.
Oh. How has it been?
Satisfactory. Miss Marigold has had her accounts sorted, and I have been paid, so I believe that counts as a success. And how has she been to work with? Why do you ask? I haven't seen my aunt since I was a child. I was just wondering what she's like these days. She's fine enough to work with. Very memorable. That's all I'll say on the matter. Do you live in Willowmist? Yes, my practice is located close to here. You'll find my address on the business card I gave you.
That's right, we should have looked at the business card.
Have you always lived here, or have I happened upon another wayward wanderer like myself? I formed my practice here, yes. I mean, you personally, not your practice. I don't see that it makes any difference. Emmett looked down at his watch before setting his eyes on the door. I'll stop by in a few days to go over paying your bills and keeping the lights on. Until then, keep your accounting in the journal at the counter, and I will assess it when I return.
Oh, we got to do accounting. Okay.
I'll try my best. Apologies that they're not quite up to standard, but I'll have Florian here to help me, hopefully. Actually, are there any good breakfast places around here? My aunt left a few things, but I'd kill for a nice breakfast while I'm waiting. There's quite a few decent establishments. Well, are you hungry? Are you hungry? We could grab a bite and have a mini tour of the town if you were up for it.
You killed it, Blue. There's no way he can turn you down now, except I know he has another appointment.
Emmett adjusted his glasses, again, his expression impassive. Unfortunately, I'll have to pass. I'm paid for doing accounting, not for eating breakfasts and tours. Have a good day, Miss Marigold. We are shocked.
Okay, bye.
Just like that, he gathered his briefcase and walked out the front door, the chiming bells the only reminder he was there in the first place. So cold. Aren't people from the countryside meant to be super welcoming? Meeting Florian, then Emmett seems a little harsh.
I mean, they're both kind of cold, but what? They'll warm up to you. It's fine.
Huh? He spun back around to the doorway after hearing the bells, but found no one there. Strange.
What was that then?
With a shrug, you found yourself turning back towards the store. It would still be a few hours until Florian turned up, so you decided you might as well familiarize yourself with the items around the store while you waited.
Okay, that's fair.
You were surprised to find that a couple of hours barely scratched the surface when it came to inspecting the show floor. There was just so much stuff. And forget the amount of stuff, absolutely nothing had a price on it. Even digging through the paperwork at the counter, you couldn't find any notes about inventory or pricing. You were massaging your temples in stress when you heard the door chimes ringing again.
Oh, hello. You were wearing a mask, cool.
Hi. Wow, he really doesn't want to get sunburnt.
That's good. Sun care protection is great, my dude.
I like the getup. Thanks. I don't like the sun.
Also the bucket hat. I do love a bucket hat.
I can see that much. Did you manage to get some sleep? I guess. Are you going to ask me how I slept?
Yes, because that's how you keep a conversation going.
if I have to. And if I said you did? How did you sleep? You couldn't sound less interested. Funny, that. Well, I'll pretend like you actually care, then. Surprisingly, I slept really well. The bed was super comfortable. How fascinating. I'm happy for you, really. With a sigh, you watch Florian drop his satchel bag behind the counter before removing his various mismatched accessories. I don't suppose you worked out how to run the place while I was gone. Do you really think my aunt would make it so easy? She never does. Fine, I'll explain, but I'm only going to do this once. If you don't pay attention, I'm not repeating myself. Okay. Even if I say please. I'll ignore you. Pretty please? I'll ignore you even more. We buy things for cheap, then sell them for more. That's pretty much the gist of it. And? And what? That's all you're going to tell me? That wasn't exactly complicated. What else is there to tell you? That's how it works. I know how stores run, Florian. Then why am I bothering to explain it to you? You gotta give me more details than that, or I'll run this place into the ground. Guess I do need this job. Fine. Buy stuff, sell it for more. Also keep it clean, or no one will want to come in. Right now we're pretty much out of rubbish to sell, minus a few things I put behind the counter. What? I thought you said you were going to listen to me. How can we nearly be out of things to sell? There's stuff everywhere. You watched him as he looked around the room, then shrugged. They're just your aunt's decorations. All of that is decoration? I guess. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just help out. That's crazy. How does anyone know what's for sale and what's for decoration? I don't know. Fine. It's all just for looks. I can deal with that. How much do I sell things for then? Whatever you want to sell them for. How would I know? I'm not an antique salesman. You better become one quick then, if you don't want to go broke. God, what have I gotten myself into? A mess. I wouldn't take on your job if my life depended on it. Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Florian. Just keep track of how much you buy shit for in that journal on the counter. You should be able to eyeball how much things are worth, but you'll get better as you go, probably. You can probably just adjust the price later if shit's not selling. Doesn't really matter. Okay, let me see what we've got then. Checking behind the counter, you noticed a handful of small knickknacks. They weren't much compared to the rest of your aunt's decorations, but they'd have to do. All right. Well, now what? You're the boss. I like the sound of that. Are you gonna call me Boss Blue? If I really have to talk to you, I'll probably just call you Blue. Wow, if you have to talk to me? He just shrugged. Fine, it's probably for the best anyway. You wouldn't want all this power to go to my head. He shrugged again, then found a broom and began to sweep up the already clean floor. There were already a few people hanging around outside, like they're waiting to talk to you or something. You're not a celebrity, are you? That's the last thing I could be bothered with. Cute pouty face. I could be. Why are you so unsure about it? Maybe I'm some niche internet celebrity and I don't even know it. Probably not. Okay, thanks for the vote of confidence, Florian. Okay, well, we're gonna do business today. He walked towards the door, then flipped over the sign to open. Outside, the afternoon sunlight filtered down like liquid gold, hitting the cobblestone just right. The trees swayed gently in the light breeze, and the cool air carried a faint scent of pine and distant baking from a kitchen unseen. You breathed in deeply of that air for a moment, and it felt like an old friend stopping by, warm and comfortable. Hey, Florian. Hmm. Florian? Huh? Oh, right. I forgot you were there. Wishful thinking, I guess. I'm going to speak to you so much you won't be able to forget me next time. Great. Have you ever felt like you were being watched around the store, by the way? Watched? You're watching me right now. Does that count? No, I mean, well, it does, but not in this case. I mean, watched when no one else is around. Not really. Not anymore. Not any more than is normal, I guess. There's a normal amount of feeling like you're being watched? In this town? Yeah, probably. Huh. I was wondering something, by the way. Did you grow up here? Yeah. Never chose to leave town? Nah, nothing out there worth seeing. Have you ever felt like being stuck in one place is like being in a cage? He paused at that, actually thinking. I guess the cage is pretty comfortable. I think that's why I came here, really. I wanted to help my aunt, of course, but the winds of change pulled me here. It pulls a lot of people here, I think. Really? Yeah. A lot of people who don't fit in anywhere else. Maybe that's why I'm here then. I doubt it. Huh? You look you'd fit in just fine. You're muttering. Don't worry about it. You got family, other than your aunt, I mean. My mom, but her and my aunt are a little estranged. They haven't spoken in years. I have no clue why. Huh? Usually people can't resist her. Oh, she's popular like that. What? No, I didn't mean... Do you have a crush on my Aunt Florian? What an out-of-pocket question. He's blushing. No, it's not like that, really. I meant that she has a pull to her. She's annoying and nosy and probing, but she has a way with people. You can't help but get along with her. You seem a lot like her. That sounds like a pretty big compliment coming from you. What about you, anyway? Does your family live nearby? Maybe. They maybe live nearby? I don't see them anymore. Oh. I'm sorry for prying then. I pried first. Okay. We got to know Florian a little more. That's good. Let's take on our first set of customers, hopefully. Your eyes found the doorway where a young girl of perhaps 14 or 15 stood, eyes on you curiously.
You're not Granny. You're not Granny Sylvie. Hi.
Granny? She's not that old, is she?
I don't know. She looks pretty old to me.
I'm Blue. Granny Sylvie is my aunt. I'm just helping to run the place for a while. The girl studied you, crossing the room with a strange litheness to her movements. Standing before you like that, she leaned in close. Tea break.
Hi, I'm Vienna. Sometimes people call me Vivi. You look very interesting, you know. I like the way your nose joins your face, and your eyebrows are cool.
Well, thank you. I like your eyes. Do they have a heterochromia, or are they contacts?
They've always been this way, ever since they were. Hey, you sell things, right? Pretty things, cool things. It's my mom's birthday tomorrow. She likes pretty and cool things, since she's pretty and cool. Can I buy something for her here?
Why don't you have a look around and see if anything catches your eye?
You have eye catchers here?
I'll be careful then. Just like that, she left you standing there slightly bewildered, while Florian had made his way away from the commotion. When his eyes met yours, he gave you a thumbs up and mouthed, "Nice nose." Thanks, Florian. Your hand went up to your nose. Really, it was a nice nose. I mean, it is. I think a lot of people have nice noses, I think, in general. You walked behind the counter, then settled on the stool there while Vienna looked around the store. She examined things very curiously. Her fingers often just hovered over the surface of objects without touching them, as if she were somehow feeling their energy. When she did pick up something, she would turn it around and around in her hands, tilting her head this way and that to see every single angle. Her mismatched eyes narrowed like she was looking at a very difficult puzzle when she was really examining a teapot. She held it up to the sunlight despite the fact it was opaque, like it would reveal something hidden that no one else had ever noticed. Then she put it back down, not exactly where it had been, but close enough that you didn't feel the need to correct her. The strangeness of it all brought a smile to your face somehow. After a morning with Emmett and Florian, she was something fresh. Found anything? I can give you some suggestions too if you tell me a little about your mom.
She's really good at finding things. Not just keys or socks, but things you didn't know you lost, like hope or patience. Yeah, she's good at finding those. Oh, she laughs at colors too. Bright colors, happy ones. And her hands are always warm.
That's interesting.
I think maybe this.
Oh my gosh, it's cute. A handmade beach shell bracelet thing.
Cool. I think she'll like this. She likes shells. They're so quiet, but it knows how to listen too. Thanks for your help. You're cool.
I barely did anything, but you're welcome. Hey, if you ever need anything else, we'll be here.
Thanks. I think I'll come back again. Maybe on another day when the sun is shining, or maybe not.
Great. Great. Get home safely, all right? And I hope your mom likes the gift. Vienna waved towards you, then headed out the door with her purchase in her arms. Congrats on your first sale and all that. I hope they're all that exciting. Do you know her? Do I look like I know every single person in town? Honestly, no. You look like someone who would go out of the way not to know everyone in town. I mean, does she stop by the store often? Not that I've noticed. Maybe once or twice, but I don't know. I'm usually in the storeroom. I can tell. You look like you need to get more sunlight, mister. No thanks. I burn easily. They sell things for that, you know. Sunscreen, aloe vera. Why do you care? And if I said I've fallen hopelessly in love with you? My aunt said to look after you. My aunt told me to look after you. She what? She said you don't get enough sleep, too. She should mind her own business. You too. Yeah, I will. The bell chiming for the second time that afternoon drew you both away from your conversation, and Florian used it as a chance to retreat back into the supposed storeroom. I guess we haven't checked it out yet. Hello. I'm very strong. Man. Beautiful Sylvie, apple of my eye, belle of my heart, would you do me the greatest honor of... The man before you wore his long, wild hair back in a loose ponytail, and a shirt perhaps one button too far undone, depending on who you asked. He was down on one knee as if about to serenade you with the world's most beautiful poetry. Or ask you to marry him. You are not Sylvie, I see, though I can sense her genes a mile away. You must be Blue. You watched him spring to his feet. He was certainly far more sprightly than he looked, and walked forward to put a hand on your shoulder. Another handsome man. I have heard so much about you. and even that is not enough. He reached out to shake your hand smoothly, his energy contagious. I'm sorry, I'd love to return the favor, but you are... Ah, so the lovely owner of the store hasn't yet had the chance to mention me. That sounds just like our Sylvie. Quinn Bakerland at your service. Occasional poet, but full-time chef. Ooh, cool. And you and my aunt are... Ah, no, you misunderstand. You misunderstand. Is she the most beautiful woman to ever grace this town? Yes, of course. Does my heart become aflutter when she walks into the room? Certainly, without a doubt. Do I near fall to my knees each time she speaks my name? That should be obvious. Where was I? Your relationship to my aunt. Right. Yes, we are dear friends. Right, friends. Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Bakerland. Please, call me Quinn. Family to Sylvie is family to me, winky face. Quinn, then. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but my aunt is actually out of town for the next few months. I'm just here helping her while she's away. Ah. My heart shatters into a million pieces once more. But that is hardly your fault. I should not have ruined such a momentous occasion. I have never met of Sylvie's family. You must be very special indeed. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Special? I don't think I'm particularly special. My grandparents have passed away, and my mother and aunt are estranged. I'm really the only other family she has. And I can tell you are special to her. You would not be here if it were not. What did you want my aunt to have the honor of, then? Ah, this is most fortuitous. There is no one that could take our lovely Sylvie's place, but you, of course. Are you fond of fine meals, beautiful atmospheres, and live music? Yes, and yes. Divine, Sparkle. Cute. I've a restaurant just off the main street. I have just created a new dish. I call it my crimson risotto. Roasted beets, rich vegetable broth, swirl of cream, and topped off with mushrooms. Ah, this mouth salivates at the thought. Please, would you do me the honor of sampling my new dish? Oh, that's a very nice invitation. Who am I to turn down a meal? Delightful. But I need some time to prepare. Tomorrow night, I will astonish you with the finest food in Willowmist or beyond. And before I forget, welcome to Town Blue. There's no other place like it. You'll you'll be calling it home before you even realize it. Thanks, Quinn. I appreciate the warm welcome. And warmer it will get once you taste my cooking. I must depart immediately to prepare. Please, await tomorrow evening with as much anticipation as you would give your birthday. With the heartiest laugh you've ever heard, Quinn left the store with a grin that nearly went from ear to ear. Okay, and like that? Great. The soft, near evening sunlight drifted through the doorway as he left. Pulling out your phone, you noted the time. 5:03 p.m. Ah, shit. You scrambled to pull up your text, where you can see nearly a dozen left by your mother to the tune of, "Did you arrive safely?" and, "Oh my god, you're dead." Sorry, Mom. I'm here, I'm alive, I just got caught up in everything, I'm totally fine. Blue. Dear Lord above, you nearly gave me a heart attack. I was this close to getting on a train there myself. Maybe I should have waited a little longer to text then. Not funny. I know, really, I'm sorry. I'm just glad you're okay, my baby. Totally okay. Met a few new people already, and most everyone is super friendly. The town is beautiful, Mom. You'd love it. Lots of beautiful scenery to paint. I think, honestly, I've barely left the store yet, lol. You know I haven't painted in years. Maybe you just lack the right muse. Anyway, I need to close up the store now. All right, text me if anything happens, okay? Yes, Mom. Love you. You flip the sign on the door over to closed as Florian re-entered the room. You miss all the fun, staying holed up in that storeroom. I don't really care. I prefer it that way. So antisocial. Well, I guess I can understand in a way. Well, you do you. I'm gonna go upstairs and start unpacking. You don't have to stick around all night, you know. It's fine. I start late, then I stay late. Why not just start earlier then? I prefer it this way. It's quieter. Well, all right. I don't really mind. Get home safely, okay? Sure, maybe. Leaving Florian to his work, you headed back upstairs.
I hope we wrote down that we sold the bracelet for $7. We didn't do it, actually, I didn't touch anything, but okay.
Piece by piece, you unpacked your belongings slowly. It wouldn't do you any good to spend the next 3 months living out of your suitcase. If you were going to live here, you were going to do it right. Still, you felt most reluctant to disturb the quiet rhythm of the room at first. Your aunt had turned the space into a home, and gradually you were adding to it, making it become something more. Hopefully something even better. Each item you pulled from your suitcase, a soft sweater for the winter here, a stack of well-worn books there, found its place amongst your aunt's belongings, like thread woven into someone else's fabric. A framed photo of your aunt, much younger and standing in front of the store, sat nestled beside a ceramic teacup. Its handled, chipped, but cherished. You placed your own picture frame carefully next to it, unsure if it would fit. It somehow felt right, like a new memory slipping into an old album.
I do think, though, it's interesting for the packing purposes. I don't know if I would have included a lot of decorations, personally, but that's more just decorations in the sense of, I may take photos, but I would just, put them on the wall, not in frames, but I guess it makes sense. I really only had to do, moves that involve, airplanes, rather than, taking trains, and I think you have a lot more leeway when you have trains, and you don't have to, have a set, you do have a set amount of, bags to take sometimes, but they're, it's a higher limit than when you're on the airplane. Anyways, that was a side note.
It somehow felt right, like a new memory slipping into an old album. You pulled out more of your treasures, a glass vial of sea glass you collected with your mom. Oh, that's fun. A well-worn notebook that smelled faintly of ink, and your laptop, which you placed on the desk, if I can read. So lots of things. As you slid your clothes into the chest of drawers, you noticed that the sun had long since settled over the horizon. Packing had seemed so quick. Unpacking was another beast entirely. I feel that. You found your way over to the window, hands full with a pair of tall pink glasses you'd been given all the way back on your 18th birthday, then lingered there, feeling the cool night breeze wash over your skin. The soft glow of the full moon was already casting its silvery light through your room, and in the distance you could see the mountains that loomed like gentle giants, their peaks softened by a veil of mist that curled around them in dreamlike patterns. Here and there you could see the faint trails of smoke rising from chimneys, fading lazily into the sky, but mostly everything outside was still. You turned away from the window, suddenly feeling that familiar feeling of being watched again. And in the corner of the room, you saw it. Huh? Something, a person perhaps, floating a foot off the ground, head tilted to the side as if it were too heavy to carry, staring at you with wide eyes. Huh? What in the ever-loving hell is... Your time is near. You can't hide from me any longer. Huh? The pair of glasses in your hand instantly fell from your grip, smashing on the wooden floor. Shards went in every direction. Oh, shit. Your eyes snapped back up in search of the person, but found the space she had occupied, now empty. Maybe your aunt was running away from something? Huh. Am I not getting enough sleep or something? You knelt down, inspecting the damage. One glass had survived, luckily, so you collected that quickly and put it aside. The other one hadn't fared so well, though was in mostly large pieces. Grimacing, you slowly picked up and disposed of each piece. Ouch. And just your luck, the final one was the one that cut you. You quickly disposed of it and then cleaned your wound, but couldn't find a first aid kit anywhere in the room. Maybe there's one downstairs in the storeroom.
Good thinking. Let's go find Florian.
Florian, are you still in there? I could kind of use your help if you are.
What is it?
I'm not paid to help you with personal stuff, you know. He walked out from the storeroom, arms crossed. Something really weird just happened. I swear I saw someone in my room. She spoke to me. Then I kind of dropped a glass and got cut. It's not that bad, but I could use a band-aid if we have any. All the color dropped out of Florian's face in a moment. He stared at you with wide open eyes, mouth open slightly, yet no words escaped. You're... It's not that bad, is it? It almost looked like he was going to be sick as he charged out of the front room, leaving you staring out towards him in disbelief. Wait, Florian! A tiny drop of blood dripped to the ground. I guess I'll find it myself. It didn't take you long to find the first aid kit. Your aunt had decided to forgo the usual plastic box with a cross on it, and instead had picked out an old wooden chest. It was a little scuffed and weathered, with brass hinges that creaked when you opened it, but it was very much fully stocked. You found bandages in all sizes, neatly rolled gauze, and adhesive strips in patterns ranging from plain beige to princesses and knights. You also noticed a few other slightly more eccentric additions. A small vial for silver dust labeled for curses. A flask of dark liquid labeled emergency, F only.
Okay, so Florian obviously is a vampire. A broken mirror, which you made sure not to touch, with a note attached that read for illusions or lies. Okay, is he a vampire? I mean, I would assume there's more of a supernatural aspect to this, given who our aunt is, but also the run-in with the person upstairs, and then Florian running away at the sight of some, like, very small, specks of blood. And obviously now it says a flask for dark liquid that is labeled emergency for Florian. F only. That's for Florian. There was also more of what you expected to see. Herbs, powders, and other natural remedies. Your aunt was into that kind of stuff, after all. You pulled out a plaster and quickly stuck it to your hand, but fortunately the bleeding had already stopped. It wasn't much worse than a scratch, luckily. Look for Florian. You opened the door and poked your head out, searching the mostly darkened streets for Florian's figure. No matter where you looked, though, you couldn't see him. It seemed he didn't just step outside. He was gone. I didn't mean to upset him. I'll have to apologize tomorrow. Giving up for the night, you headed back upstairs and into your room, then settled into the bed. Just like that, you fell asleep, surrounded once again by the unfamiliar scent of the store. Okay, day 3. It's Wednesday, everyone. Great. We made it to day 3. There's knocking at the door. Anyways, I'm going to stop it here for the demos. This has been about an hour. The cleanliness bar has gone down a little bit, but that's okay. But just to recap, we've met Florian. He's a little antisocial and keeps to himself, which is fine. He's very tsundere, which is honestly a lot of the personality that I really like, but we'll get to know him better. Apparently he's a vampire, because there's no way in hell, with, like, it's one thing to have a reaction to, like, blood and, like, run away and think, like, oh, like, he doesn't like blood, but, like, also see, like, the flask or the tube that the aunt had in the first aid kit's, like, for F only, for emergencies. So I think he's a vampire. Perhaps the other characters we've met also are, you know, supernatural in their own way. Even the little teenager who was here, maybe, who knows, and the sense of, like, how she talks and things. Or it could just be like everyone in this town is a little eccentric in their own way, which is perfectly fine and very interesting, and honestly will be great for us to get to know. Emmett is also someone who kind of keeps to himself and is very business minded, which is fine. We'll see. I don't really have a good sense of, like, I guess, like, who, like, what else is he doing, but he did, like, I feel like he's a little bit more conversational in the sense of, like, in comparison to Florian, for example. But maybe that's just my mind in the sense of, like, we were able to ask him more questions and he wasn't, like, super against it. Florian's very, like, resistant, I think, is, like, which is fine, obviously. And that'll be interesting to see how that also plays out. I will also say that, yeah, the teenagers that we met, that was really cool to kind of interact with her, and she got something. I really hope that we put that $7 in our ledger because I'm worried about that. And then also, we met Quinn, and I really like Quinn's personality and everything. And I like that we're gonna go try out this new crimson risotto thing dish, and I also appreciate, especially for our character, that we were invited to go do something because I think that's like a really nice warm welcome, and we got a nice little chat with Quinn, so it'll be nice to also interact with him a bit more. And anyways, all the things that happened last night, it does seem maybe that the aunt left to like throw this person that we saw in the room, off her trail. But we'll see how that turns out because it does seem like that is a bit dangerous. So we'll see how much that escalates, for Blue in particular. But anyways, I hope you're enjoying the demo so far. I can't wait to get back to it soon enough. Let me know what you think of the characters so far, of the main character, of Florian, of Emmett, of Quinn, and also Vivi. And yeah, if you enjoy the video, please don't forget to press the like button. And if you'd like to see more of this demo on my channel, then press the subscribe button and you'll be notified when I post even more. I'm not sure how long the demo goes, but I at least have another hour or so to get through, so we'll see. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and have a good rest of your day. Bye!